Hey there, welcome to Show Dog Prep School. This is Vicki Ronchette. I am live today with Ashley Taylor, who has a Bernese Mountain Dog named Lady. How old is Lady again?
8 months.
She's 8 months old. And part of what I wanted to do with this was a contest actually, was to just give people an idea of how remote training works so you can actually see what this looks like. So normally it wouldn't be broadcast live. Normally it's just me and the person and we do it on Zoom, but I wanted people to be able to see what it looks like and how it's really not that challenging to do a live uh, remote coaching session like this. So basically, all I need to do is be able to see the person and their dog so I can coach. I do want to give you guys a couple of dates, though. Just a reminder that Wednesday nights Wednesday afternoons at 4 p.m. Pacific, we have the winners class, which is our online weekly class. And I just scheduled the next date for the next Facebook Live class. So the next one will be March 7th. That's a Saturday. It'll be again from noon to 1, and I don't have a topic. So I'm super open to people giving me ideas of what they want to see. So we got about 12 viewers now, Ashley. So let's go ahead and get started. So tell me what's happening with Lady.
So the last dog show I took her to, and I've noticed in practices when we take pictures that I set her back legs off just about an inch apart. To me, it looks right, but in the pictures, they seem to be off.
Okay. So do you feel like you're doing him too wide or too far back, or?
One is too far back, so they're
Okay.
staggered.
Okay, so let me see. I'm actually going to see if it will let me hide this. I want to be able to see more of you. Okay. Let me see if it'll let me hide that so people don't have to see that and we can see more of you and your dog. So what I'm going to do now is switch it to where everybody can just see you so that we can all have a bigger picture of you.
Sounds good.
All right, so here we go. All right, so go ahead and stack her and let's see what we got. Okay, that looks pretty good. Do you normally do the back legs first?
Yeah.
So how come you do the back legs first? Is it just a habit, or is it something that you were taught to do, or does it just feel most relaxed for you?
Just a habit. Showing livestock, we always set back legs first, so it's just a habit.
Okay, so I generally set the front legs first unless it's a huge or giant breed that has a hard time backing up. So let's just experiment with that. Let's see what happens if you walk Lady in a circle, stop her, and then stack her front first.
Good.
Good. Good girl. Nice. I actually think it's smoother if you do the front first.
Okay.
Because if you do the back first, then that means you're usually sort of automatically, let me go back to, let's see if it'll do this again. Okay. So normally, if you do the back legs first, it's like you put those back legs back. And so it's already kind of pulled the front back. So she's posting a little bit. Whereas if you do the front legs, you can really make sure that you nail those down and anchor them down straight where you want them and then set the back. Do you feel like I would like you to do it a few more times so we can make sure you feel comfortable with it. And if this is something, because if it's not what you're used to doing, you're probably going to feel like, like you need more practice doing it, or when you're having performance anxiety and you're in the ring, you might panic and go back to like what you're used to. But I want to try this because I do think that she looked better. Was it horribly uncomfortable for you, or did it feel okay?
No, it felt okay.
Good. And you can reward her periodically if you have food or something. She's being really attentive and really good. So anytime you like what she's doing, just go ahead and reinforce that. So
Okay.
let's stack her again and see how that looks. The same exact thing.
Fetch. Good.
We got a couple viewers. Hello, Denise. Good.
Set. Set.
Really good. Nice. That's really pretty.
Good girl.
Ashley, you've done a beautiful job of holding her, teaching her to hold that stack because she's really, really lovely about doing it for you. Now it's just a matter of fine tuning it, right?
Yeah.
Now, so you probably don't have the computer where can you see yourself the right way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you see how that's looking when you stack her?
Yeah. It looks a lot more like set up and square.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that like I said, if it's a really big dog, like a giant dog, like let's say an Irish wolfhound or a Newfoundland, it's a lot of work for them to back up,
Yeah.
So usually I will teach, and that's probably why you did it with livestock, right?
Yeah.
You taught them to anchor their rear, and that's the same thing I do with really big dogs, but most dogs I'll set the front first, and then just because I think it makes it easier to get the proper weight distribution if you start out doing the front. Unless for some reason we need to experiment and do something different, I actually really like how it's looking. Hey, Lindsay. Hello, Ryan. I actually really like how it's looking like that. Does that feel okay?
Yeah, it actually feels better. I get the weight distribution idea. I can feel a difference on her head.
Right. And she is actually looking really good right now for her age because, sometimes bigger puppies are kind of gawky and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Has she come into season yet?
If she did, it was silent.
Okay. So I just want to give you another thing. I don't think it's something you need to worry about right now, but I do want to give it to you because I could see with, how she's a big dog and a tall dog. Hi, Dana. That if you notice, like in these weird, age periods, like right now, she's, like a teenager, and this can go on. Well, hold on, let me hang that up. Okay. Um, so when they're going through things, they can go high in the rear, and a lot of times that'll happen when they're getting ready to go into season. And so it's really important, especially if you have a breed that's not supposed to be wildly overstretched, that
Yeah.
instead of pulling the legs back when you stack them, I'll actually stack the dog a bit wider
Oh,
to
okay.
to level out that top line without changing the profile that you want of the dog. Hi, Sherry. When you stack it, does that make sense?
Yeah, because she just started that spurt where the back is a little bit taller than the front like a week or two ago.
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh, what's happening? But
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Yeah, you want to try that? You want to just play with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, it
Thanks.
doesn't look like she's high in the rear, but I could see that it might be going that way when she's going through this growing stuff, and it could happen when she goes into season. Of course, the other thing you can always do is downplay the hair on the rump and then blow dry up and use product on that hair where it looks like the top line's going down.
Yeah, it's like right here.
Yeah, exactly. So if you actually, when you're grooming her, put product in there, blow that up, that will probably help with that too. But go ahead and stack her and just practice stacking her a little bit wider in the rear to level out her top line. Hey, Laura. Laura, I just saw you tried to call me, but maybe it was an accidental call.
Good girl.
Nice. Nice. See how you can play with that?
Yeah.
and really sort of level that top line out if you need to. I think that there's a video I have from one of our online classes too that I could share that will like sort of go exactly over how to do that. But that was really good. I'd like you to oh, Laura said she didn't mean to call me. It was an accident. I'm like, Laura's calling me right now. Okay, so I'd like you to go ahead and stack her again.
Okay.
And then just sort of stack her and then present her to me.
Okay.
Like exactly how you want it to look. I'm going to put you on big screen again, so it's just you guys.
Okay. Ready? Fetch. Good.
Nice.
Set.
Good. Now, if you want to, you can give her a little bite of the food. Do you have food in your hand?
Yeah.
Give her a little bite of that and then see if you can use the food to sort of lure her over so she pulls herself up over her front.
Come here.
And so if it's too hard for her, we can also try putting her on a stacking box or platform or something just to remind her not to step forward.
Okay.
Good. Now give her a bite right there. Good. Now ask her if she could stay.
Okay.
Now you're going to just put the food like so close to her nose that she almost could bite it, but it doesn't step her forward. Yes. And then give her a bite there. Good. It's okay. But you could see how to build that, right? That pulling herself up over her front. Now, the other thing I want you to play with and just try, I know I'm giving you a lot of things that are different, but she's still not huge, but I would like you to practice moving her front legs at the elbow or her upper arm. Okay. Because right now you can actually take a hold of her forearm, lower than the elbow, but it won't be very efficient later on when she's a lot heavier and you're actually trying to, put a leg in position and she's got more bulk. So if you do it higher and, at the elbow where you're actually putting your hand around that joint right underneath the chest there and move her that way. Okay. Now, I want you to try that first and then we might experiment with the upper arm one. So try that. We got some comments. Thank you, Sandy. Hi, Angie. Hi, Una. Hi, Leonard. Hi, Super.
Good.
Okay, go back. That was where I wanted you to do it, right there. Yes. Oh, it feels weird at first.
Still go down here or go up higher?
I do it at the hock.
Okay.
Yeah, so right where you're doing it is good. Now what I want to show you about the hand is usually like if you take your left hand and just slide it down towards her elbow, and I want you to use your fingers like this. Can you see? Oh, wait, let me put it back on me and you. Like this, like pointing down. I want your finger to slide down from her neck down to her front leg on my side. Stop. Yes. Now still make that your pointer finger point down. Yes.
Okay.
How does that feel?
Good. I just have really small hands.
Okay, but that's good. But it gives you a way to get a little bit more control. And what you can do when you do that, Ashley, is just gently rock her a little bit towards you so that you're pulling her weight off of that side a little bit, so it makes it easier for you to move that leg.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yes. Yeah. Really good. Nice. Good. She is doing so good for a baby dog. Give her a break real quick. Just tell her how clever she is. Let's see. She is doing so good.
I was a little worried because she doesn't have a long time in her,
but she's doing amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want to have you try moving it at the upper arm. So if you stack her again, you're going to take your hand and you're going to run it down the front of her chest. Here, let me get a dog, stuffed dog. So if this is the dog, you're going to run it down like this and take a hold of the upper arm up here. So it's actually going to be in front of her shoulder, sort of. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so see if you could stack her or just get her standing there and I'll kind of coach you on where that hand should be. She's 8 months old, right?
Yeah.
8 months. Ryan, she's 8 months. Somebody asked how old.
Oh.
Okay, so right there, you're going to take your left hand and put it just right in front of her arm, like slide it over. Yes, 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 that's it. Exactly. Perfect.
Okay.
That might be easier for you as she gets bigger. And if you're ever showing like a really big male burner, because you won't, you just can't move those big tree trunk legs when they're really planted when they get bigger. So I want you to have these tools to kind of be able to play with, so you could refine it as she gets older. Really good.
Yeah, that feels better.
Nice. And she just anchored her feet there and stretched way over her front. That was beautiful.
Good. Okay.
Okay, so how does all this feel so far?
Good. The shoulder, grabbing the front of the shoulder feels better than the side by the upper elbow.
Yeah, and you know what? If you have small hands, like you said, it actually might be really beneficial for you to refine that way of moving the front leg. Because when I'm showing, and I don't show a bunch of giant dogs, but like I did show my friends Wolfhound and I've showed Dobies and stuff, I can't move, especially like a Wolfhound. Like that's a gigantic dog. I cannot move the front leg at the elbow because the dog is standing on it. So what I'm going to do is sort of put my right hand around the dog's neck and then use my left hand on that upper arm and sort of pull the dog towards me so it relieves the weight on that foot. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
And again, she's not gigantic, but it's something good to play with. So far your homework is going to be to practice that upper arm, to practice stacking from the front first and doing the rear after. Do you want to play with a little bit of free stacking?
Yes.
And see where she's at with that? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on you again. Perfect. Okay. Oh, yeah, I answered Ryan. Okay. Good girl. So give her a treat for that.
Okay.
And then let's go ahead and see if you can. Here's where we're going to start practicing this free stack. You're going to hand stack her. So you're going to do the hand stacking just like we did. Then it seems like you've taught her to wait or to stay a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So then you're going to tell her to stay and you're just going to go out in front of her and we're going to pay her pretty generously while you're out there, but I'll tell you when to pay her.
Okay.
So we're going to, and I want it to get to the point. My dream choice is that you could just sort of hold the handle of the leash and she can just hold the stack so that you can get some distance and then she can really come up over her toes. Okay, so go ahead and try stacking her. What a good puppy. Good. Good. Now maybe give her a little cookie for that. Oh, it's okay. So don't cookie her there because she moves. So just reset her. And I don't think you told her to stay. So let's make sure you let her know. You ask her that.
Okay.
Then we can determine if she didn't know how to do it or you didn't tell her, so she didn't do it. Good. Tell her to stay. Good. Give her a bite, a quick bite. Good. Tell her to stay again. Good. Give her a bite. Now, can you hold the leash by the handle? Good. It's okay. So just go ahead and don't feed her. Take her back and stack her again. You don't have a stacking box, do you? Or stacking blocks or anything?
No, but we could get one.
Yeah. What about, so here's some ideas of things you could use. I'm already looking around your house. I'm like, Is there anything over there I could use? So a step, so if you have like a step from like the living room to the kitchen, you can actually work on that and use the step as your platform.
Okay.
Or for a big dog like that, you could use a couple of cinder blocks. You could use, like exercise step equipment. Good. Tell her to stay. Good. Give her a bite. Good. Tell her to stay. Good. Give her a bite. Now take a hold of the lead. Good. Good. Tell her to stay. Good. Give her a bite. Good. Nice. See if you can step in front of her. Good. Give her a bite. Good. Tell her to stay. It's okay. It's okay. Yep. Just put the food away. You just go back to where she had success again. Oh, I see people. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Good girl. Nice. Good. Tell her to stay. Good. Give her a bite. Start letting that left hand. It's okay. So you're going to put her back. And this time, go ahead and stack her. And you're just going to jump right in front of her.
Okay.
Good. Good. Give her a bite. Tell her to stay. Now, even drop the leash. Let's not worry about the leash for now. Good. Stay. See how? So what I'm sort of testing right there is, can you see that she stays because of the left hand holding the leash, right? So that's what I want to kind of try and get her to understand staying there. So. So she doesn't step forward. So let's talk about this real quick. Is there anything that you have in that room that you could use to just sort of set in front of her feet?
Yeah. Like something long and a little tall.
Yeah, or even a lot-ish tall, like a small box would work. Picture this. A lot of times I've used like in parking lots, the little curbs that you drive up to. Yeah. I use that a lot just to remind the dog not to step forward with their front feet.
Okay.
Maybe even like a book or.
Yeah.
That is perfect. That's exactly what I was thinking. All right. So let's go ahead. Perfect. You're going to stack her with her front toes coming right up to that box. Good girl. Oh, she said, whoa, that was weird. It moved. Good. Good. Now just gently kind of, once you get her stacked, see if you can gently move that box just a hair closer to her. Good girl. Give her a cookie for that because that was very good. She didn't move. Nice. Good. Nice. It's okay. Perfect. Just start again. It's okay. We're just using that as a tool to remind her to keep her front feet where they are and not to walk towards you. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Jack or Dina. Ashley, Angie commented that she had a beautiful smile when she looked up at you when the box moved.
Thank you.
Nice. Good. Give her a bite. Tell her to stay. Good. Give her another bite. Good. Now try not to pull that food out. Good. Give her that bite. Now tell her to stay and sort of move right in front of her. Good. Give her a bite. Good. Step in front of her a little more. Tell her to stay. Give her a bite. Beautiful. That is so good. Nice. Good girl. I want to take a picture of this. I'm so, but you'll see that it's happening. Nice. Tell her to stay. Give her another bite. See how you can just, by using that one little thing, you can just start getting more distance.
Yeah.
And you can start putting stay on cue or a word that means don't move. And then if you teach it with that prop there, but then once you don't need the prop anymore, you just kind of get it out of the way. Good. Beautiful. That looks amazing. Nice. Good choice to reinforce her there. Now you could try that one more time behind the box, and then we're going to move the box and see if she can hold a stay without the box there. So one of the things I want you to start working on is I want you not to feel pressure to need to hold on to that that lead. You know what I mean? I want us to train her to where you feel confident that she knows if you just say stay there, just to stand. And that will free your hands to have the lead hanging down nice and loose in front of you. That's an environmental cue that tells a dog you're not going anywhere. We're just going to be here for a while so they can hold a free stack. It'll give you the freedom to hold bait in your hands, deliver from either hand, and just get her learning that when you go into that position, she should just stand there and look at you. And you can smile at her and give her feedback and cookies and talk to her. We just want her to understand when we go into this position, you just stay.
Got it.
All right. So go ahead and try that again behind the box.
Ready? Touch. Good.
Thanks, Kimberly. I try and think outside of the box. Nice. Good girl. Good girl. Nice. I would give her a bite there. Good. Tell her to stay or wait. Good. Nice. Now that's okay. Did it drop?
Yeah.
Good girl. So now let's try moving the box and try and set her up using the same words, but no box, and see if she can hold it.
Ready?
That box was perfect.
Yeah, it was. Touch. Good. Good.
Thanks, Barbara. Thanks, you guys, for the kind comments and nice feedback. Now let your hands do the same thing they did when you had the box. Good. Give her a cookie for that. Tell her what a good girl. Tell her that was really nice. Good. Let's do that again. I think she moved because the cookie dropped.
Yeah. Good. Touch.
We got about 47 people watching you guys learn right now. It's so cool. I really appreciate you doing this. It's an awesome way for other people to learn too.
Post.
Nice. Good.
Post.
Beautiful. Good. It's okay. It's okay. Just let her know that when she moves, the food stops and you got to start over again. You know, it's like, oh man, darn it, you moved. Now we got to do this again. Hi, Jade from Australia. Good girl. Nice. Good. Tell her to stay. See if you can move even further in front of her. Good choice to give her a reward before you did. Nice. Oh my God. So good. Nice. Now I would release her. Say, okay. Good job. Give her a break. Okay. How does that feel?
That feels really good.
Good. So I really feel like, she was just stepping towards you because she didn't really understand like to stop with her feet. So I think just giving her that little visual reminder. I mean, she's a lovely dog. She's really doing a good job. So what I do is use the hand stacking as an exercise for muscle memory for free stacking, so that I've just practiced with them after I've hand stacked them, pay them, get out in front of them so they know what that picture looks like, and then start to build in. Now, can you just put your body there? Do you want to play with that for a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens where you guys are on your free stack.
Okay. Ready? Ready?
Nice. Nice job getting her to fix it. Beautiful. Good. Nice. It's okay. Nice. Good girl. That looks pretty darn good. Good. Now give her a break. So what you'll start doing then is I will usually do some hand stack practice, either on the ground if the dog is good with that, or maybe on a stacking box or a platform. And then once they're doing good, like I'll be up there for a few minutes and then just exactly get on the ground and try and free stack them. Because sometimes just the practice of being in that position, like usually when I have new baby dogs or puppy dogs, I will actually feed them their meals on a stacking box. Like they're on the ground, they just run up and get on there, and I hand feed them their food so that they really understand foot placement and where I want them to be. Okay, so how does this feel? And do you have any questions?
It feels really good. Should I have like a different cue when I want to change from like free stacking or like hand stacking to just free stacking?
Good question. Yeah, I do think it's a good idea to have a separate cue for everything, because for one thing, with a working dog, I think that when you teach them to do things on cue, you're actually giving them a job to do in the ring. Does that make sense? And I think that some dogs, and I think the stronger the work ethic, almost the more offensive it is to the dog that you're putting them in position. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's my body. I think I can figure this out. So I think that I would teach her a cue for free stacking. And then I would teach her a cue, like you're using touch just to kind of line up in front of you to hand stack her. I think that's perfect.
Yeah, that's from your puppy.
Yay.
One.
Oh, I'm glad. I think that the touch is really beneficial for that and just kind of lining them up. Okay, Ryan asked, how long have you been working with the dog?
She's 8 months old. I got her at 8 weeks. We did the puppy program for you, and then we did one show.
Okay. How was her show? How did the show go?
Oh, it went great. She was wonderful.
Nice.
Her best of breed under 6 months both days, and then first in the working group and third in the working group.
Nice. Congratulations. That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, people are really liking how the box worked. And you guys, so this is one of those things where sometimes I just see what's happening and then I'll just throw out, hey, let's just try this. Sometimes it doesn't work, or sometimes it's not the right approach for that dog. But a lot of the times it does work. So I'm really willing to try anything as long as it doesn't cause any harm and it's not scarier to the dog or anything. Okay, so let's see. Somebody else said, does this apply? Hold on one second. Would the same learning principles apply for those who show breeds who don't have the square stack? Yes. So I think it says Shaw is the name. Yes, it does. It's just that when you're doing breeds that have that different stack, which basically a shepherd is the only one where you're really doing that one other leg up forward. It is the same thing. With a shepherd, I probably would really want to make sure I first anchored the front feet before trying to mess with the back feet, because it's, you want to make sure that they know how to hold the position and they're comfortable being stacked. And Lady, this burner already was, so we didn't have to work on that. But if your dog is comfortable being stacked, I might even do the focused hand stack for a new dog, any new dog that's just learning. We have plenty of videos on that where there's just food out in front of the dog, so they actually have something to like focus on and look at, which is really, really helpful. Did you do that with Lady when she was little?
Yes, it made the world of a difference. I started her on a table with it like raised up because she was so little, and then, well, little in comparison.
Yeah.
But when I moved her to the ground, I also kept the food there, and that helped really get her attention.
Good. Okay, that makes me really happy because it's like a friend just had really great wins last weekend with a puppy, and they had done the focused hand stack. And I really love it for puppies because we just get less wiggling. You know,
Yeah.
they understand the concept of being still. And if we don't teach that, I think it's really frustrating to the dog not to get it. So I'm super impressed with how good she's already doing with that. Um, so do you feel like you have a lot of good stuff to work on? Is there anything else you wanna hit?
No, I think that's good. When I set her up, do the back legs look too stretched out, or is it okay?
No, they don't look too stretched out at all. And in fact, as she gets older and gets, more muscle development back there and strength, you might even play around with it. You might be able to stretch him out a little bit more. You might be
Okay.
able, you know what I mean? You might play with that as she gets older. And that's one thing where I like the stacking box because I don't, the dogs can get on there and sometimes they're too much of a baby and it's like too underdeveloped to hold a stack in the right position, but you just do it on the stacking box for, a few seconds and let them off. And so they start to develop, being able to do it. But no, I think her rear looked really good, how you had her stacked up.
Okay.
So yeah, that would be what I would be working on with her. Just working on that stay, getting out in front of her, working on playing with how you're, navigating your hands when you hand stack her. Hold on. So I got a question here. So Melinda said, any tips for dogs that literally cannot stay still when the judge comes up to interact with them? Imagine a golden retriever puppy in an Australian shepherd body with people my pup knows. She does fine. New people, we come out of our skin. Also, FYI, I tried adding the private lessons to my cart on the website and it wasn't allowing me to do so. Okay, that's good to know. So we have lots of other puppy problems well when it comes to playing show dog. Okay, so Melinda, first, thank you for letting me know about the website. I will fix that, but you can also message me privately or email me. I think you have my email address if you want to set up a private session like this. So, the answer to that is when you have a dog that is so wiggly and so super excited, we're basically doing the from shy to showy program with that dog, meaning that we're going to do the same sort of desensitization, except it's the opposite because in from shy to showy the dog's afraid, so we're doing a little, moving up slowly to make them not be worried. But with a dog like yours, we're moving them up slowly so that they don't spiral and get super excited. So what we end up doing is basically telling the dog the consequence for being still is that a person will touch you. The only way you're going to get touched by a stranger, which the dog desperately wants, right, is to not move. So if the dog goes to move, first, it means that the person was too close. Second, it usually means that the dog just wasn't ready. So basically, this is what I do. I use a stacking box a lot for this. I'll have the dog on the stacking box or stacked on the ground if they can keep their feet that still. I will start to approach and then I'll have the owner reward the dog for not moving. I'll come a little closer, they'll reward the dog. If we see the dog notice me and start to spiral and get excited, I'm going to take a step back. But the dog is going to get heavy reinforcement for holding the position. The only thing that they get, for moving, the only in trouble they get is that the friendly stranger won't come and touch them. So you make that crystal clear to the dog. When you're moving, everybody stops approaching you and no one touches you. But when you're still in this context, the person will come up and touch you. We just build it up slowly like that. It works really well. It can take some time. And usually when I'm doing this in a class or something, what I'll do is I'll be working the dog, so I'm kind of coming from the front so that the dog can see me, and we want to make sure again that they're getting a heavy reinforcement for holding position, and then I'll get closer till I can touch them and move away because we want to keep giving them breaks because otherwise they're going to get so excited and spiral that they're going to mess up. So we just want to build it up very slowly. I hope that made sense, Melinda. I can certainly do a video on that too. Okay, so Ashley, any other questions?
No, I like what you just said because her as a puppy, she really likes new people. And her tail will start wiggling a little too much when the judge comes up to feel her. So that was good to know.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
You just build it up a little bit slowly and think of it, you know, like the dog can't handle it, so we can only deliver the person touching him in little tiny bits till they feel you know, till they can actually handle it and relax. So
Mhm.
just because we're doing this for this live feed, this will probably go on our YouTube channel, but I just want to ask you how this felt to you, and how was it helpful, and was it easier than you thought to work remotely? Like, how was this for you?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I feel like I actually learned a lot more than I anticipated going into it.
Oh,
And I think
good.
it was really, I wasn't sure with the computer how like one-on-one it was going to feel, but it actually felt really good. I liked it
Good.
a lot. Yeah,
Good.
it was
Good.
really nice.
Awesome. That makes me super happy. Okay. I'm just going to say, does anybody else have any questions or comments? I'm looking at the comments, and then Ashley, you can go back after. This will be saved as a recording on Show Dog Prep School, so you could actually go back and watch the whole thing. And then
Good.
I'll also put it on YouTube too, so it'll be saved within the Show Dog Prep School group, and then also you can go back and watch it if you want. So
Awesome.
let's see. I don't see any more questions. So I guess we can wrap up. Thank you so much for coming. Ashley, please keep in touch. Let me know how things go. If you need to set up any, you know, follow-ups, we can definitely do that. And then anybody who's interested in setting up a remote consult, again, it looks just like this, but it's just you and I, not everybody watching. And Ashley, thank you for signing up for the contest and for doing this. I really appreciate it. I really wanted people to be able to see what this looks like. So this is great.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sure. Okay, we're signing off.